Jamaica become crime free. In Jamaica now we are Jamaican for economy. No more breeder lasting. Revelation set. Eat what we grow what we eat. It is good for our economy. All the brand new talk out and speak. When we say
it's time for Agrobuzz. Of course, you know, every Wednesday at 8:45, we hook up with someone that has to do with agriculture, courtesy of the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries. Tips for us all, keeping track of what's happening in the industry. And today, we are going to be talking about the National Fruit Tree Planting Program. So, as we seek to increase the nation's food security, while protecting the environment on a sustainable basis, the ministry has been working on this National Fruit Tree Planting Program in collaboration with the Jamaica Agricultural Society. So let's not confuse it with the effort by the Forestry Department, which is generally to plant trees. This particularly is about planting fruit trees. So we want not just to expand the production of fruit trees, but also the consumption of local fruits. That's one of our most valuable agricultural assets. And we have Mr. Lenworth Fulton, project consultant, to chat with us this morning. Hello, Mr. Fulton. How are you doing?
I'm good. Good morning to you and your listeners.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to have you because we didn't know there was a national, or I didn't know there was a national fruit tree planting project. How long has this been going on?
Well, this particular program is going on now for about 18 months.
Okay. When you say this particular one, does that mean that it's been attempted in different ways before?
There have been many fruit tree planting programs over the long run. From in the 1960s, all those fruit trees that you see in Kingston, mango and breadfruit and all these trees, were a part of a fruit tree planting program by the Land Authority, out of which RADA came. So we have been planting these trees, and they didn't grow by accident, they grow by design to feed the people of this country.
Boy, Mr. Fulton, I must tell you, I had occasion to visit the United States recently, and I drove for 10 hours, and I never see one fruit tree. I was so amazed, and I thought, if it was in Jamaica, you can't go a mile without seeing several.
Well, depends on where you drive. In America, if you are in those colder states, you wouldn't see them. But if you're in Florida and even some parts of New York, you have thousands of acres of American apple and pear and peach.
Right. So we're looking at farms in that case. But I mean, on Jamaica now, it's just on the roadside you have enough trees. What are we trying to achieve with this particular program? Are we talking people just generally planting, or are you speaking of farms and orchards?
We are seeking both, but fruit tree orchard in Jamaica, out of our colonial past, only covers some crops like cocoa. It covers citrus and coconut and so on, because the small farmer have never had his hand and sufficient land to put in orchard. So they grow them on fence, they grow them on street side, they grow them all over. But it's still tantamount to a significant amount of fruit trees. So our objective is to give these same farmers these fruit trees to plant in their backyard, to plant on their farms, and this is to drive food security, to assist in agro-processing. As you know, last year, one of the increased export we have was in ackee. So ackee, we need a lot more ackee in Jamaica than we now have. And it's a very profitable crop. Remember, once you grow a breadfruit tree or an ackee tree, any one of these trees, Otaheite apple, which is being eaten here now even more regularly, that tree will live for 60, 70 years. So it's one of the best insurance policy for a farmer to have something that will continue bearing every year.
What are some of the other types of fruit trees that you're targeting under this particular program?
Well, we are targeting breadfruit, ackee, avocado, pear, citrus, June plum, all of these things. Jackfruit is a fruit that is being eaten significantly here. We haven't got enough jackfruit. I've seen imported jackfruit coming into Jamaica. So there's a good export market for it. And we need to grow much more of these fruit trees.
So where are we getting them? Is the ministry distributing some?
Well, yes, there are government nurseries, two main ones, Bodles and Orange River. Orange River is in St. Mary and Bodles in St. Catherine. And the Jamaica Agricultural Society, in collaboration with RADA and the Jamaica 4-H clubs, distribute these farms, these fruit trees to householders and farmers.
So if there are people who want to be involved, what are their steps? They just call, they just show up? Is there a cost? How does it work?
There's no cost under this program for the plant. They just talk to the RADA 4-H officer or JAS officer, and they will tell them when the plant will be available and where they can pick it up.
Really? No cost? Absolutely free? We just speak to see what's available.
Right.
That is fantastic.
These plants would be, I've seen them in private nursery for $600, $700.
Wow. Well, Mr. Fulton, this is an excellent option for those of us that have the space, might not have thought of it before, and can take it on. So thank you for sharing. Is there anything else you want to add as we wrap up?
Well, just to say to our farmers, the agro-processing industry hardly can go further without we have what to process. So we are asking them to look on a crop like breadfruit. It's so versatile. Ackee, June plum, all of these crops, jackfruit, we need them here for our people. And food security is our biggest challenge around the world and indeed in Jamaica. So let us see if we can make a better Jamaica by growing more fruit trees.
Got it. Thank you so much. Folks, Lenworth Fulton is project consultant with the National Fruit Tree Planting Program. There he was updating us on the importance of planting the trees. And the ministry has provided, did you know, it's an in-kind and cash injection of over $250 million for seedling production, promotion, and distribution. That's how we get it for free. This was implemented through the nurseries at Bodles, you heard it mentioned by Mr. Fulton, Orange River, and the Montpelier Research Stations, as well as at Hope Gardens. So let's continue to support our farmers as we say yes to fresh, eat what we grow, grow what we eat. And for information on what's happening in the agricultural and agro-industry sector, visit the ministry's website, moa.gov.jm. Follow them on Facebook at Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries. Check them out on Twitter and IG at MOAFJM. Oh, and next week, us here, Agrobuzz.
Why you Jamaican product?